Hello to you, my Cosmic Dragon friends. We're back with another collective reading. We're doing an energy update. As you guys know, these are always intended as timeless, but if you are catching it today, it is the 10th of November. It is what's called Remembrance Sunday in the UK, where they trot out the poppies and people go to the cenotaph to honour the dead from government-sanctioned murder. So, onwards. Okay, you may notice I have my new White Witch mug here that I got yesterday in town. Absolutely loving this, and I've got some very special coffee in there as well today. Bedford won't be joining us because the door is closed, so unless someone comes along and opens it for him, I'm afraid we're not going to see him unless he makes a big fuss, and I, of course, relent and let him in. But what I thought was interesting, as you guys, I'm sure know, you can read coffee grounds. Now, I made this from real coffee, so a few grounds probably got into my coffee. And I noticed as I was looking at my cup here, just on the side, I don't know how well you can see. I don't know if you can see it at all. I'm going to try and move my camera. Let's see. Can we zoom in? Oh, there we go. This little shape here looks almost like a cat to me. If you kind of see like the two eyes at the top, looks like a cat sitting up. Well, that's what it looked like to me. Maybe it doesn't look quite so much like the cat. But you can kind of see ears protruding to the left, the two little eyes and the nose and the little shape of the body as if it was... You remember those dot-to-dot books we had as kids? It reminds me of like a children's dot-to-dot picture of Bedford. So it seems like he wanted to join us in some way, shape or form. Anyway, let me just get the camera straight again for you guys. Okay, so we're going to be doing a collective look at the energy for the week ahead, what's going on at the moment. I'm taking off my jacket because I really shouldn't have left it on. Always get so warm. So when I start doing readings, my temperature shoots up as I connect with the energy, which is a little quirk of mine. I don't know if you guys find that, but that's certainly how it happens for me. So, what are we doing? Yes, then at the end we'll have a little mini pick a card, and there will be timestamps as well. And of course, if people want to race past my preamble and nonsense that I like to talk about at the beginning of readings, there'll be a timestamp for that as well to jump straight to the reading. So, you know, I get it, I'm impatient. Sometimes I want to listen to the reader rambling on, sometimes I don't, it's fine. So, oh, something else I wanted to share with you guys. My new little turtle, my new crystal acquisition from Lavender Moon. This is an ocean jasper. Isn't he special? Isn't he adorable? So he's come to join us on the table, and he'll be helping us with readings in the future. Let's pop him here so you can see him. Move my skull. There we go. Stay there. Good boy. Right, so we've got Moonology, we've got the Moon and Stars Tarot. I've very much got a moon theme going on at the moment. I'm kind of feeling that energy quite strongly, the moon energy, the moon influence. I mean, I have a natal Cancer moon, so I'm very influenced by the moon anyway, whether I like it or not. And the White Witch mug is it's kind of a bit of a joke actually, because I've never referred to myself as a White Witch. And if you know anything about magic, which I'm sure you guys do because you're watching this channel, you'll know that magic doesn't have a colour. It's not black or white or red, or, you know, it's literally just magic. It's just energy. It's just working with different things. And so if people ask me if I'm a White Witch, which has happened a couple of times recently at work, so people get to know me a bit better and they hear about things that I do and they go, oh, are you a White Witch? And my usual response is, it's a bit racist. Sorry, guys, that's my sense of humour. It's like, what? So, what are you saying? Not sure why you need to bring my race into this, but sure, fine, whatever. That's just me playing with people. I don't always do that because I don't always mess with people if they're not ready for it. You know, that's cruel. We don't play with the muggles. Don't play with the muggles. It's cruel, Helen. But I've been referred to that a few times at work recently, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to own it. I went into Buddha in Poole, which is a shop that sells like incense and candles and all kinds of cool hippie stuff, and these mugs. And I've been looking at these for a while. I did actually have them up on my shop at one point as well, you might remember, if you've been with me for a long time. And it was half price, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it today. I'm going to get the White Witch mug and I'm going to own it. So here we are. I'm owning the White Witch title because why the heck not? If you want to call me a witch, I've never been offended by that. I've always been very drawn to everything witchy. I just don't really use a label myself normally, but people do like to put us into boxes, don't they? So, and I don't really fit particularly well in any of them, but sure, I'll wear that label with pride. No problem with that at all. So, we will carry on shuffling these lovely cards. I'm getting a real peacock feel off these cards today, probably because the colours here in the middle. I'm getting real peacock energy, and with the shape of the comets or shooting stars, whatever they're supposed to be, probably shooting stars, on the backs of the cards. And I'm getting a real tickle in my throat as I'm talking as well. So I feel like there's some throat chakra stuff coming up. I'm very drawn to these blues. So there could be something going on with the collective throat chakra, which is interesting because I brought out my lapis. Oh, sorry, Snaky. Brought out my lapis. Where are we going to sit you so you don't fall over? That'll do. Worry stone. It's like a palm stone. My little lapis stone here. So I brought this out for the reading and I put it to the front because I felt like it wanted to participate. Sorry, Snaky. You sit there. Oh dear. Now you're upside down. Ah, this is not going well. Right, leave it there. I'm making such a mess today. I'm so sorry. I am a professional, really. But I'm getting this real tickle in my throat, like I want to cough, and I don't have a cough. Nor was I coughing at all this morning or yesterday. And I don't think it's just the coffee. So much is very nice coffee. But it does feel like throat chakra, yet again, is the chakra that needs some attention for my beloved Cosmic Dragon Collective. Okay, guys, so throat chakra, everyone, pay attention. What is it that you're not saying? What is it that you're not speaking up about? Do you feel like you have to censor yourself? Do you feel like you're not able to speak your truth? You're afraid of how other people react to it? Or are you just not feeling heard at the moment? Are you speaking up and people are refusing to listen or refusing to hear what you're saying? Because that can also affect the throat chakra as well. So let's take a look at the themes coming up for this next week. What do we need to know? What have we got? Oh, 9 of Pentacles. That's quite nice. The Chariot. I always want to say that one in French, le chariot, which is funny because that's also the word for a trolley, a supermarket trolley, or a supermarket, what do you call it in America? Cart? Yeah. Is that what you call it? A cart? We call it a trolley. You know, that thing that you put your groceries around and you push around, it's on wheels. The basket on wheels thing. You know what I mean. All the Americans are laughing at me right now. It's fine. It's fine. What was about le chariot? The supermarket trolley. Do you know what? If I make a tarot deck one day, you know for a fact the Chariot's going to be a supermarket trolley. Just to warn you now. It's if I make a comedy deck, which could well happen. Okay. I'm in a very silly mood, so that's telling me something about the energy for next week. So it does feel quite fun and jovial. Although my throat is still tickling a little bit. It's a little bit better since I said my piece about the throat chakra. Oh, excuse me. But I think there is probably going to be more to come. So let's take a look at these cards. What have we got going on with this spread? Let's have a look, everyone. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, the Sun, Judgment, and the 3 of Wands. Interestingly, this 3 of Wands has the word communication on it. Aha. There we go. I think we've picked up one of the themes. This is so good. I may or may not have put a shot of amaretto in my coffee. Right. Yeah. I like this. It does feel like we are making good progress because this particular tarot deck, as you know, some tarot decks have particular words on them to bring your attention to a specific energy of the meaning of the card. Obviously, all of the cards have many sort of different aspects of meanings, positive and negative, but some decks have words on them specifically, which kind of give a flavour to the deck, which is fun. And I do like to go with that. So we're seeing comfort, progress, drama, positivity, action, communication. So it's interesting because it does feel like we are making positive progress. It does. I mean, with the Sun and the Chariot, that's forward movement. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck. Judgment, it feels almost like a divine retribution, the words I get next week. And now you notice I'm playing with my lapis and my throat feels better already. I didn't realise I'd done that, but I have picked it up and started playing with it. I do recommend lapis to everyone. I think I've recommended this stone to you guys a while ago, didn't I? You can't see how blue it is. It looks very dark and black on here, but it's actually more blue than it looks under this lighting. It's hard to show you. But certainly the blue colours coming into play for the throat chakra. Also connecting to the third eye chakra, which is the seat of our psychic ability, but that's also the seat of our telepathy. So the two chakras work together, you know, the third eye and the throat work together when we're telepathically communicating with each other, with our guides, etc. So it could be that perhaps you feel blocked in your communication with your guides, okay, or in your Something to do with your telepathic communication. Interesting. Maybe there's someone that you have a telepathic connection with and you're aware of that. Maybe you haven't been feeling it so much recently. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it feels blocked. Or maybe you have been communicating with someone only telepathically and you haven't been able to actually tell them what you want to say or how you feel about them, for example. So there could be a romantic situation kind of coming to the fore here because you want to say something, but maybe you can't. Maybe communication is coming in this week for a number of different parts of your life. Sorry, just choked myself. Had to choking on your own saliva is so glamorous. Right. It does definitely feel like communication is key next week. Mercury is key. I don't know where Mercury is at the moment. Has Mercury shot off into Sagittarius yet, or is it still in Scorpio? Someone can tell me in the comments. There'll be an astrology here, I'm sure of it. But it does feel like progress being made in your life, positive progress towards your goals, the things that you've asked for, worked for, manifested, and I'm saying 11:01 on the clock as I say that. But not everyone's going to be happy about it because there is drama. There is a little bit of drama here with the Knight of Swords. So some people may be opposed to your decisions. They may think you're being too rash. They may think that you're rushing forwards, not really thinking about what you're doing. But the truth is, this could be something that's actually been a long time coming. You've been building up to it. You're at the 9 of Pentacles. You've built a long way from 1 to 9. You're ready to step out of your comfort zone now into the next phase of your life to make these changes, whatever they are. They may be major, they may be minor, somewhere in between. But it is important because you have been planning for your life. You have been planning for the future. And it could be just that the people around you didn't know that you were planning. Maybe you've kept your ideas, your plans a little bit hidden, and probably with good reason. Because when we come up with an idea, everybody wants to tell you how stupid it is, or everyone's got opinions, you know, and it can really take the wind out of your sails. Now, a good friend of mine, Jacqueline Fairbrass, I'll name drop her because she is wonderful. I don't know if she's still taking clients at the moment, but she was my life coach at one point. She's wonderful, very spiritual lady. She's a yoga teacher. She's so much more. she's a wonderful person. And something that she told me is when you have a new idea, imagine that idea is like a balloon full of air. And every time you tell someone, they suck a little bit of air out of that balloon and they suck a little bit more and the next person sucks a little bit more until your balloon gets deflated. And then you might feel deflated to the point where you can't actually continue with your new idea or your new, innovation, whatever it is, because you can really feel deflated by sharing that with people. So you should be very careful who you share your new ideas with. It's best to just kind of quietly do it and then tell people afterwards, or they'll find out afterwards. Let them be surprised. You don't need their approval. You know, you don't need to announce it to everyone before you do it. Just do it. Okay, do it first, and if necessary, apologise afterwards. Otherwise, you might never be able to do it. Okay, so there is certainly a message here of not letting people talk you out of things. And the easiest way to do that is don't tell them. If you think they're going to have a negative reaction, just do it. Just do it. They'll have to deal with it, won't they? And you may find that once you've done it, their reaction is way more positive than the reaction they would have had to the idea in the first place. And sorry, my chair is creaking again. I must find a way to oil this because it's a bit creaky. So, positive energy is coming in. I'm liking this. It is a good energy next week, but there is an element of needing to stand your ground somewhat, needing to be very clear in your plans and in your convictions, I would say here. Be very clear, be determined, and communicate with people. You know, do tell them. There's no need to hide things from people unnecessarily if they're asking you a question. I'm not saying that you should be deceptive. I'm just saying you don't have to tell everybody, you don't have to volunteer every idea that you have to everybody that you know, which is something that I've made the mistake of doing before, because as a massive people pleaser, I was used to be constantly seeking for everyone's approval before I did something. All right, and I've had to learn to not care, and that's been very hard for me, very, very hard. But that's because of my background. You know, everyone's different. Some people have no problem with that at all. So, interesting looking energy. I'm liking it. The divine retribution theme does come up, so there may be some unexpected rewards coming in. There may be some unexpected windfalls, maybe winning something, winning some money, being given a gift, a present, but feeling very much in control of your life, feeling quite like you've got your direction sorted. I was going to say feeling directional, but I don't think that I don't think that's English. Feeling quite clear in your direction, in your goals, in your trajectory at the moment, which is very nice. Feeling quite firm in that as well. That's a lovely feeling. So what else have we got? You want that one come out? King of Wands, Passion, Two of Swords, Crossroads, yes, okay. And King of Cups. Okay, that's nice. So there's some divine masculine energy coming through here, which is very useful when we're looking at practical matters. Very useful indeed, very balanced with the King of Cups and the King of Wands coming in here. So the King of Wands is in touch with his emotions. My goodness, did I just say the King of Cups is in touch with his emotions? But I just said the King of Wands is. So that's very interesting. So you may find that people in your life who are normally rash or run by their passions may be more in touch with emotion this week. So people may surprise you, particularly the men in the divine masculines in your life may surprise you a little bit this week. I think being very understanding of your choices, your desires, the things that it is that you want, as long as you communicate them effectively and fairly. Because there is this crossroads. I like the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is always about a decision, and it is difficult because it's swords, and a sword does cut both ways. It's the double-edged sword energy. You know, there is a need to make a decision, but either way, they're both double-edged blades. Okay, so there's no wrong decision here. And that is the reassurance, there is no wrong decision. And it could be that the two paths are represented by the two kings here. You know, one of the decisions may be an emotional decision, the other one may be a bit more logical or just exciting and passionate. Either way, it's still very emotional because we haven't got the King of Wands, haven't got the King of Swords here, have we? The one who comes from his mind. We haven't got the King of Pentacles, who's very grounded and sensible. So it feels very much like it's a decision for the heart to make, whatever your decisions and choices are moving forwards. It's very much the heart and the passions and the desires and choosing which ones make your heart happiest. Also, there could be something to do with having a choice between two partners coming up here as well, or two prospective partners. There's definitely communication needed there. It does feel like a choice needs to be made in your love life, potentially, depending on your situation. Could literally be a choice between two people or between two paths within a relationship. So that will be up to you, of course, what you do there. There's no guidance particularly being offered here. But as I said, I don't think there's any wrong decisions here. It's just a case of choose the one you want to do now. Three of Cups just fell out, so celebrations. And death, yes, so there's a change. There's change, but it's blessed change. And this one says release on it as well. So the Three of Cups is about partying. It can also be about love triangles, because there's 3 cups on here. Let's hope it's not a love triangle situation, because they're awkward. So something needs to go, something needs to be let go of, and that's absolutely okay. It's a positive letting go, it's a positive change. The Death card itself is not to be taken literally. It is that Scorpio energy. I really like the fact that on this card it says, it's got the Scorpio symbol with the M, which normally has like a little arrow on its tail. But that's Libra. That's the constellation of Libra, which I find curious that it puts both of those energies on there. So this is balanced. This is a very balanced card in this particular deck. It's a letting go, it's a release, it's the end of a cycle, beginning of a new one, but it's very balanced, and the emotions run deep because there is the Scorpio energy, but there's also the Libra energy here as well. So it's fair. It is fair. The decision is fair. It is fair to everybody. And no, of course, it's not perfect, but it does come with celebration. So there is a lot to be happy about. There is a lot to celebrate, even if it does feel a little bit bittersweet. Okay. So 2 of Pentacles. Yes, we're coming back into balance. Fantastic. And you'll find whatever the decisions are, the changes that need to happen, the choices that need to be made, it does help to bring your life into balance, make you feel like you can move forwards again. Perhaps you felt stuck before because you weren't able to make a decision about something. And I don't feel like the universe is forcing your hand here. Okay, it feels like you're ready to make this decision. It feels like you've come to a point where you're like, okay, I put this off for a long time. I've had to think about it for a long time, but I've reached a point, you know, I've thought about it, I've felt it, I've gone through all of my chakras with it, I've discussed it with my guides, and I've come to this decision with all aspects of myself, not just my ego mind. And I feel like this is what I want to do now. And that's great. It is nice. Yes, a choice is being made for sure with the Two of Pentacles, but it's a choice that brings balance back into your life, which is nice because obviously Libra is balance as well. I seem to remember having almost this exact same talk the last time I did a collective reading, and I think the Death card came out. This is sounding very familiar, guys. If you're recognising it too, then I apologise if I'm repeating myself, but clearly this is a theme that's going on here. That is so good. Right. I only just discovered amaretto because I don't normally drink. I don't normally drink at all. I'm not really a drinker these days. I've never been a big drinker, you know, but I used to have a glass of wine with my evening meal or what have you. Grew up in France, but yeah, never been much of a drinker. But I was watching some YouTube shorts recently, and this lady was talking about ways to make Dr. Pepper, not actual Dr. Pepper, but to make a drink, an alcoholic drink that tastes like Dr. Pepper, which I thought was a really fun concept. And one of the ones that she said was a bottle of beer, a particular one, I forget the name, what's it called? Corona. How did I forget that? A bottle of Corona and a shot of amaretto. And so I tried it last night. I actually went and bought some Corona and I bought some amaretto because I don't keep these things in the house normally. And it was very fun. And it kind of did taste a bit like Dr. Pepper, which I just thought was hilarious. So I had one beer, goodness me, and one shot. So that was, that's probably me done for the night. I don't really, I'm such a lightweight these days, but I'm pleased about that. That's fine by me. But it was really fun, but for some reason I felt the need to say that. So there's maybe a connection to Dr. Pepper or Corona beer or something going on here. Or even amaretto. I don't know. But that will be for somebody. So if it's for you, there you go. That's probably a very personal message for somebody. But the Dr. Pepper is quite fun. I actually recommend putting in a double shot of amaretto just to get the flavour. But that's me. So, okay. Next deck, yes, we're going on to Moonology. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, the sun really doesn't want to go away. Do you see, I'm trying to put it away and it's like, no, don't put me away. You want to sit there for a bit longer. There we go. You sit there and shine on everyone for a bit longer. To be fair, we haven't had very much sun recently. In this country, I don't think we've had any sunshine. Did we have any yesterday? I forget. But at some point, we hadn't had any sunshine for like 2 weeks. Ridiculous, because they won't let us have any at the moment because... reasons, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to turn my country into Ferenginar. Okay, and if you're a Trekkie, you'll know what that is. So, yeah. But I did notice, because we know that the Cabal do like to foreshadow what they're going to do. They like to get it into people's minds because we're such powerful manifestors and we do manifest what we see and what we're told. Haven't you noticed that everything has a mushroom theme on it recently? Everything's had like very dark themes, very sort of mushroom themes, moths everywhere. Like even my cards that I've been buying recently, it's just because they've been showing up in my mushroom oracle as well, wherever that is. I'm not going to attempt to get that out because I don't know where it is and I'm just going to waste time. But lots of things, clothing with mushrooms on. I have an adorable skirt with mushrooms on, which I love, very witchy. But again, mushrooms everywhere. What happened this year? Nothing grew. Except maybe mushrooms in my garden, toadstools, not things I can eat. It was very wet, very dark, very dank. It's almost like they were telling us in advance what they were going to do and making us manifest it. So I'm going to start focusing on sunshine and good weather and lots of vegetables growing because our crops here in this country last year, goodness me. I mean, I can't speak for all the farmers, obviously, but I did hear from a lot of people with allotments, etc., and who grow at home that just nothing wanted to grow. The only things that grew for me were my green beans. My runner beans did particularly well, but they're probably used to this climate. And I have one butternut squash that made it through the season, which is horrific. I've never had such a poor show ever in my garden, even, you know, without trying. And the slugs just ate everything. They tried to eat absolutely everything to the point where I was using slug pellets. I mean, pet-friendly organic slug pellets, but I was using slug pellets, and that is not me. So that was a bit of a shock. All right, Moonology. Oops. Okay, what do you guys want to say? You're very close to achieving your goal. What did I just say? Yes, yes, yes. Give us moon. Don't mind if we do. Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. Interesting. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Yes, this makes so much sense. So much sense. So much sense for me personally as well, because these readings are always for me as much as they are for you guys, and it's news to me as I'm reading it and saying it to you. You know, this stuff comes through me, not from me. So I'm really liking this. I love that colour as well, though the pink is very me. You can tell from my table I like these colours. So very close to achieving your goal. Yes, something very positive. The energy is mounting now. You're getting somewhere. Very exciting. A goal that you've held dear for a long time is coming in. Like we said, success is coming in for you. But you are being reminded to balance spirituality and your practical day-to-day life as well. Remember that spiritual aspect of you. Don't try to separate it off anymore. For many years, many of us had to separate it off, and some of us still feel like we have to. And I do have a day job, and I have become, over the years, I've become less and less afraid to share who I am and what I do. And I'm still a little bit cautious about sharing because it depends on your audience. And I work with a lot of men who aren't necessarily into this stuff. So I don't like volunteer it most of the time, but I do somewhat. I kind of weave it into conversation and who I am, and let people know what it is that I do in case they're interested or if they need my help for some reason. And, you know, I've run like mindfulness meditations at work, which were quite well received. So, sorry, it's my chair again. It's my chair. And I think this is the bigger picture. I think this is the point here, that to remind us that everything we do, even if it's very practical and earthy and 3D, there is still that spiritual aspect that we bring to the table, that we bring to the room, because we are who we are. Okay. Remember what you bring to the table. You don't just bring yourself and your practical skills and the certificates that you've got and the letters after your name and, you know, those very 3D ego-based basic skills which have their place, which are absolutely useful, you know. You also bring the whole you bring the different aspects of you, you bring the spiritual you bring the emotional you bring everything to the table. So I feel like there's a message here about the bigger picture, about being that whole person in every situation in your life. And I think that's what's bringing success, if that's what you've already been doing, or if that's what you've been planning to do, or maybe that's what you've always done, which is great. But as we move more and more into this new energy, into this new age, that is what will serve us. That is what will serve us. It's no longer a case of, oh, I'm a bricklayer in the day and a medium at night. Yes, they exist. It's a case of, I'm a medium and a bricklayer all the time. I'm both all the time. And I don't have to hide one in one situation or the other, play down the other, you know. I really do feel that. And it is about becoming whole, about becoming who we truly are. And it's definitely an exciting time. Very, very exciting time. And it's an important time in our evolution as well. Sorry, my chair. Really annoying me. You might not even be able to hear it, but it's annoying me. Important time in our evolution, in humanity's evolution, that we remember that we're not just a stuffed suit in the daytime or whatever it is that we do. We are whole beings. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. Yes. And expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Look at these new moons here. 2 new moons, that's so powerful. Harboring. So we've got 2 full moons, 2 new moons. So we've got the clarity of the full moon and the new beginning that comes, the new opportunity, the new energy, the new era that comes from the new moon. Very, very exciting. And that eclipse as well, very, very exciting energy. And the eclipse allows us to see things that we wouldn't normally be able to see or perceive. So it can seem terrifying, magical, and it is all of these things, and it does bring up things that are very deep and dark and difficult that have remained hidden for a long time. And that is the purpose of the eclipse. It does that. And I think because of that, we can consider eclipses to be unlucky or negative, but they're not. They're kind of like a purge energetically. And sometimes that just has to happen. So, all right. Okay, let's move on now to our mini picker cards. So I'm going to put those away, and I'm going to put out 3 piles for you to choose from, 3 piles of cards to get some slightly different messages. You're very welcome to listen to all of them, or you can pick 1 or 2. See which one you draw to, or ones. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's get all the cards out. Love these ones. I've been using these more and more. Eugénie's cards, which is was it Find Your Iconic F Yeah? I have to edit myself on YouTube, and I wouldn't normally have a problem dropping F-bombs, but you have to be so careful these days. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you want 2 for that one? Okay, fine. My guides tell me to do these things. Sometimes I have to comply. Then we've got some animal spirit oracles as well. Let's pop some of those. It's like a recipe. It's like baking a cake. Get some flour, get some butter, right, eggs. Okay, and then we've got some self-care cards here as well, which is one of my little decks that I just wrote. So, righty, self-care cards. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, so take a moment, pick 1, 2 or 3. I will actually pop timestamps in the description for these as well, so you can jump straight to them, or you can come back to them at another point. Okay, so let's take a look at pile 1's cards first. So our daily guidance from your angels is ask. Interesting, I actually saw this one on the bottom of the deck as I was shuffling it, so that's very interesting. And this one says, ask us to help you in this situation. And us in this context is your angels, your angelic support. And we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We are governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your request. As a good reminder, actually, angels can only help you if you ask them to. Okay, they're not just going to jump in and fix your life if you're not asking them. Okay, that you must ask them because of the laws of free will. The only time that that doesn't apply is if your life is in danger. They can actually intervene then, and that has happened to me in my lifetime when I was came very close to being killed in a car accident. And as it was, I wasn't even injured. Okay, a little bit traumatized, but I wasn't even no one was hurt. The car got a bit of damage, but it was a very strange moment. Very strange moment. So yes, remember to ask your angels for help, otherwise they can't just step in. Don't say, you know, why didn't you help me? Because they'll be like, well, you didn't ask us, we're not allowed to. So it's a little nudge there, a little reminder. Truth. Is it an F? Yeah. Okay, so when you're choosing something, when you're deciding about something, is it your truth? Is it an F? Yeah. Is it what you really want? So there's a reminder here to pick things because it's what you really want. You know, what is your truth in this situation? What fires you up in this situation? What makes you passionate in this situation? So make sure you are paying attention to what it is that you truly want in every situation. And be honest with yourself. Don't settle just because you think it should be what you want, or because it's what other people think it's what you want. There's a real need for honesty, self-honesty and honesty with others here as well. So there's a real strong question being asked there. So our animal oracle is the beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation on number 6, number of the heart, the sacred chalice. So this could relate to family and home, or it could be just something close to your heart that you're beginning. But there is a need for a solid foundation. Don't try to rush too much. Make sure you're doing it properly. Make sure you're taking all of the necessary steps. No shortcuts right now. It feels like you must do everything the long way, but that's the right way to do it. There is no quick way here, but that doesn't mean it needs to be excessively difficult, because it takes a beaver a long time to build a dam. But they're very, very good at it. And they're very effective dams. So I'm sure you'll know if you've ever seen one. And they can be considered a nuisance because they're so good at what they do. But they're very dedicated to what they do because it's what they need to do to survive. And it's what's right for them. And early night on 21/3. So there's a little nudge here to go to bed. Get a nap, get an early night. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you are taking care of yourself, because it does feel like for you to be able to follow your true path, it's going to be a lot of work. Okay, but in a good way, work that you're good at, work that you enjoy, things that you're good at doing. Okay, don't try and find shortcuts. Just keep plodding along, keep moving forwards. You're already on the right path. You're doing great. but make sure you're sleeping enough. Make sure you're getting enough positive rest, turning off your devices, you know, and actually going to bed. Okay, so let's move on to pile 2. Right, pile 2. Family. This situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member which we can help you to understand and heal. In your mind and heart, surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. So the angels coming in with some very healing energy here, some very supportive energy to do with family matters. So it could be to do with a member of your family, your wider family, your own children, your parents, siblings, etc. Or just people you consider to be family as well. Or it could be that a situation you're dealing with at the moment is being affected by your own childhood and the lessons that you learned at that time, whether positive or negative. And so there is a suggestion to actually do some healing there, to bring in some loving healing. Ask the angels to come in and do that healing with you, because they'll be very happy to do so, but you do have to remember to ask them. Okay. So don't let your brain to tell you what you're... Speak, Helen. Don't let your brain tell you what you're supposed to do. Push past it and get to truth. Yes, what is your truth? Interesting, because this is kind of a similar message to pile 1, so you may be drawn to that one as well if you haven't already watched it. Yes, what is your truth in this situation? Is this what you actually want to do, or is this the thing that you think you should want to do, or you think that other people want you to do, or your society, community, employer wants you to do, or you should do for the benefit of others? Because unless it's what is your truth, what you genuinely want to do, might not be quite the right path at the moment. So there is a nudge here to be very honest with yourself, to bring in honesty. Again, that's quite a strong theme, to make sure you're doing the right thing for you, because ultimately your first relationship is with yourself and you should be doing right by you first. Okay. Scarab beetle spirit, magic works through you. Yes, it does. Very potent energy right now. So don't let other people hijack that for their own means, for their own purposes. It does feel like your energy is very potent at the moment, very mystical. You may have been doing a lot of manifesting, meditation, magical working, healing, etc. Because it feels like you're about to spread your wings. And look how this beetle's wings are actually outspread. We don't get to see beetles' wings very often because they don't fly a lot, but they can. And we forget that about them. And I think people around you have either forgotten or never realised that you had wings, that you were able to fly, because you never got them out. You never showed them. Or they forgot that you could fly. And they're like, wow, I didn't know you had wings. Well, you know, you never asked. So you may be about to surprise some people. But that's why I want to say, remember who you are, okay? Just remember who you damn well are, all right? And don't let other people drag you down or try and use you for their purposes, because you're a powerful, mystical being. All right, and your energy needs to be used in the correct way as you see fit, as you wish to use it. So we've got a that's fun. We've got a self-care card here to finish off, and yours is meditation time on 19-10-1. So there is a nudge here to do more meditation. That could be any type of meditation you want. Could be mindfulness, could be with a mantra, without a mantra, for psychic development, for relaxation, you know, whatever sort you do. Guided meditations, absolutely fine. One thing I do want to say, somebody mentioned to me one time that they meditated to Lady Gaga music one time, and I was horrified. And I don't want to be a snob or anything, because I'm absolutely not. But the problem with that kind of popular music is it contains a lot of negative messaging in the words. And meditation kind of puts us into almost like a slightly hypnotic state. That's probably not the right word, but it is concerning to me that those messages could be coming through to the subconscious while we're meditating. So I would not recommend that sort of thing. If you're going to meditate, I would normally recommend music that doesn't have words, or if it does, that it should have words that are positive, or subliminals for the sort of things that you want to manifest. But not like these horrible pop songs that contain very negative messages. I don't think that's a positive thing to do at all. Okay, so I would actually warn against that. And I've seen in the past Lady Gaga herself, I don't know a lot about her, I don't have any particular opinions about her more than any other celebrity. I don't particularly hold celebrities in high regard. she does meditation herself, and I know previously I've seen on one of her social channels her saying, oh, join this meditation with me, and I'm thinking it will be a cold day in hell before I join a meditation run by you. And not because I'm a snob. Again, her energy is so dark. Why would I do that? I wouldn't want to pick up some sort of dark energy attachment. Yeah, no, absolutely not. But anyway, that was a very specific message for somebody. So there we go. Then 1910-1 energy coming in, very interesting, because again 19 is the sun in the tarot. So and 10 is about new beginnings, of course. 1 is about the self, the energy moving forwards. It's the dynamic energy. And if we go to our numerology as well, it's wisdom leading the individual on 1910-1 as well. Our wisdom, everything that we've learned so far, it's all down to you. You've done all of this. You are the one that has brought you forwards. You are the one that will take you into your next phase. And I just saw 40 on the clock. So it does feel like something very concrete and very real in the 3D that's changing for you here, that you have worked towards and you need to take full credit for. Okay. So on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3. Let's take a look at your cards. Child. You care deeply about children and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule. Heart and schedule. Oh, okay. It took me a while to realise what they were meaning there. I was like, my what now? So that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. So we're going to clear your heart and your schedule. Oh my Lord. I thought that was a typo then. I seriously did. I thought they were going to say like your mind or your body or something. No, your schedule. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yes. So about spending time with children. Maybe you're going to have children. You're having a baby soon, or there's going to be a small child coming into your life, into your family or somewhere around you that you will have the opportunity to interact with. And maybe that's something you're looking forward to. So it does feel like that's being made space for at the moment. And that's an absolutely beautiful, wonderful message. And it could also be connected to your inner child. It can be connected to both actual children and your inner child, which is absolutely beautiful. So some beautiful inner child healing going on here. Look at this gorgeous little divine child sat there on the angel's lap. Absolutely adorable. She looks so happy. She actually looks like she's doing some healing on him as well with her hand there, just gently supporting his energy. Absolutely gorgeous, very, very loving. Lots of loving energy coming into your inner child if it's not about actual children in your life. So beautiful healing energy coming in for you, for your inner child, so that you can feel loved and cosseted and taken care of, and that you are a priority, that you are important. And I just saw 4242 on the clock on my phone when I said that. So number 42, let's just pop into that energy. So 42, 6 number of the heart. 42, the balances and extremes leading to, or guiding the world, guiding that which is physical, that which is real. So yeah, it is the influence of everything that you've been through, negative and positive, influencing your physical reality. And it's interesting because 42 is the mirror number to 24, which is the master builder, 24/6, which helps us to manifest. So it feels almost like coming to a point where you're understanding the negative and positive aspects of your life at a new, deeper level, so that you can move forwards, so that you can manifest your heart's desire. So we've got 2 of these for you because you're special apparently and you needed 2. So when you follow your yeah, and that is your passion, by the way, everything aligns in your favour. So when you follow your passions, this deck's a little bit sweary. I make no apology, but I will not say it on YouTube if I can help it, because it's not good for my channel on the algorithm. Lots of F-bombs here. If it's not an F yeah, then it's a no, period. Okay? Yeah, period T. So follow your passion is very, very strong message coming through here, with lots of sweary energy, hilarious sweary energy by the wonderful Eugenie Schultz. She is amazing. Please do go check out her work. I will link to her in the description below if I remember to put a link. I don't get any commission for that. She's just a pal and I love her work. So yeah, when you follow your passion, everything aligns in your favour. But your F yeah is like the thing that you're so excited about. They go, yeah, F yeah, I want that. If it's not an F yeah, then it's a no. Okay, so if you're not sure about something at the moment, there's your message on how you might think about deciding. All right. Pig spirit, use your mind wisely. Okay, when pigs fly, something unusual is in the offing here, potentially something unexpected. Okay, it feels like you have a great manifesting potential here, and that's probably off the back of the inner child work coming in here, the inner child healing coming in here from that first card that we have. So 47, 11, 2. Oh, a very wise energy coming in on 47, 11, 2, the mystic leading the reality. So yes, it does feel like you have this mystical ability to manipulate your reality right now. Very strong manifesting energy coming off you, pile 3. But use it wisely. Remember that every thought that you think, every feeling that you feel plays into that reality that you are creating for yourself, because you are a co-creator of reality with the universe, with source, with God, goddess. Okay. Whew. And yes, it does look like pigs might actually fly in your life. It does look like something quite unexpected and maybe even unrealistic could happen. And I love that, because I very much dislike the school of philosophy called realism. I find it incredibly tiresome and boring and not particularly accurate either. So realism is not the only version of reality available to us. It is a school of philosophy which I think is very restrictive. So be ready for the unexpected. Be ready to be able to achieve and manifest things that other people said were impossible. It's a very lucky time as well with this pig here. You may actually be born in the year of the pig. I feel some people watching may be very blessed financially, born in the year of the pig maybe, or under the auspices of the pig energy, maybe a connection there. Maybe you grew up on a pig farm or something, but there's this beautiful energy of being very lucky, of chance being on your side right now. So I'm loving that for you. And your well-being card here, beach holiday. Yay, let's go to the beach. Let's go to the seaside. So I'm from England, so I would say go to the seaside. And then I watch American YouTubers all saying, oh, let's go to the ocean. And I'm like, that's quite a long way for me. It's a bit harder for me to get to the ocean. I mean, I can do it. It's a bit further away. I can go to Land's End, and I think that just about gets me into the Atlantic Ocean, but it's not a particularly nice place to go. It's a bit choppy. So, I do like Cornwall. I do go down there. I have been to Land's End. But yes, for us, it's normally the seaside that we go to. That's our connotation there. Our waters tend to be a little bit calmer. In many ways. I mean that physically and metaphorically. You guys know I love you, my people in the States, right? And Canada, of course. You guys know I love you guys. But you are a bit crazy sometimes, okay? And your seasides are a bit crazy too. Because you've got oceans, we've got seas. We are different. Anyway, but we're connected, we're all one. Beach holidays. There could be a nudge here for you to actually take some sort of lovely, warm, fun holiday. Make some sand castles. Is that something you do in the States, or is that just unique to where I'm from? Have some fun. Okay, let your hair down. We've also got the energy of 16-7 here on this card, which is interesting because 16 is the tower. And it kind of reminds me of sandcastles here, because sandcastles are obviously, they look very grand, but they're very temporary structures that have very little substance to them. They don't last, and you definitely can't live in them. So beware of ideas that are just sort of sandcastles to be washed away on the next tide. They look all very nice and everything, but they're not a permanent fixture in your life. They're just there for a bit of fun. Okay, so it feels like there could be something fun about to pass, or maybe a holiday romance that hasn't really come to anything, but that's okay. That's okay. It was a castle in the sand. It was fun while it lasted. And you know what? You can build another one if you really want. Have some fun there. So that's for some people, very specific message coming through there, but there is also a nudge for you to go somewhere lovely and hot and sunny, or wherever it is that you like to go on holiday. Maybe you like to go somewhere snowy and go skiing and get a tan that way, or in my case, get burnt that way. I can get burned anywhere I go, really, if I want to. But please let your hair down. Please allow yourself to have some downtime. Okay. All right, so we're not done. We're going to get some final messages from the Law of Positivism. Healing Oracle. I love these cards. They're so cute. Look at that. Look at that Bedford on the front there. That's so cute. Anyone who doesn't know, Bedford is my cat. He's Bengal, and I always think he looks like big cats. And yes, I'm aware that's a lioness. Don't shout at me. Okay. Right. Hopefully we're going to pick some cards that I don't need to get my sensor shells out for today, but we shall see. So I'm going to shuffle them a little bit cautiously, semi-off camera here, so I apologise. I prefer to show you the cards I'm picking, then you can see why I'm actually doing it and I'm not making it up because it's more fun. But I'm a little bit cautious of these ones because, you know. Oh, all right then. That'll be our cards. Well, that was easy. Right. After that speech, showed me, didn't they? 37. Look at this. Merkaba there in the middle. Wow, look at that. I open up to receive divine guidance and support to heal my life. This is very powerful. This is healing and upgrading of our energy on every level at the moment. And 37-10-1, that's the beginning of a new cycle led by mystical energy helping us to form our new blueprint for our next phase of our life. That's very exciting. Happy birthday to somebody. I just seen 50-30 here. I feel like there's some very important birthdays for somebody watching this. If that's for you, happy birthday. I follow the cycles of my body on 10, so we've got another 10 here. So it is about new beginnings, but 10 is also a cycle. It's the end of a cycle, beginning of a cycle. And we have the Vesica Pisces represented here. So the Vesica Pisces, which is the birth canal here, which is formed by two circles, one there and one there, will give us the Vesica Pisces. And if we turn it on our side, we also get the ichthus that the Christians use as their symbol without, I think, most of them realising what it is or what its origins are. Very interesting, some strong moon energy coming in here. So this is very much about the cycles of the female body, regardless of what stage of life you're at, the cycles of your energy within your body, whether you're male or female, really doesn't matter. But it is asking you to honour those cycles. When you're tired, you are allowed to be tired. When you're run down, you're allowed to be run down. It doesn't have to be push, push, push the whole time. Okay, we are coming out of that old energy where you just have to power through, push, 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 regardless, push, drive, strive, compete, compare. We're coming out of those old energies. We're moving into the new energy where we are aware of who we are and what we are, where we are aware that sometimes things take longer and that's okay, when we are aware that we should meditate for an hour every day unless we're too busy to meditate for an hour, in which case we should meditate for 2 hours or more. It does feel like time slowing down in some ways. I feel like moving forwards, for many of us doing this work on this particular path, maybe in this collective and others drawn to here, we're going to be living longer. We're going to be living longer, slower lives, but slower in a good way. We won't be burning ourselves up in the rat race. We will be enjoying, understanding the cycles of the seasons of the planet, of our bodies, of our energy bodies, our wider selves. And I'm kind of doing this around my head as I'm saying this. You can't see me doing it, so I don't know why I'm doing it. But I'm feeling this very expansive energy coming in here, helping us to understand grander, greater truths about ourselves and how we interact with the wider world around us, rather than just having this very small tunnel vision about, oh, well, I'm an accountant, so I have to get up at 7 o'clock every day and I have to start work at 8 and I have to work till 5. And even if I don't want to, and I only get a couple of days off a year, you know, it's getting beyond that bullshit, all right? Those crap titles that we've been given, they're not real. They're not you. When someone asks you who you are, do you reply with your job title? Because that's quite sad if you do, if it's not your vocation. What about the rest of you? Did you forget? Did you forget that you know how to paint or draw or sing, or that you bring joy to people or comfort to people? Did you forget all of those other aspects of yourself? And I think that's important. We're coming to a more whole self, I guess is the word I'm looking for there. I was like a whole self, a more holistic life moving forwards, which is funny because you know what? My first attempt at a YouTube channel was called My Holistic Life. Okay, don't look it up, it's embarrassing. But it was I wasn't very good at it. I didn't really know what I was doing back then. I didn't really make very many videos, but My Holistic Life, and that's what we are moving into. We are moving into our holistic lives. Why am I holding my pen? And we are writing the script for the new holistic life that we are moving into. It's up to us now. We have to be the harbingers of this. Harbinger? I can't say that word. Harbinger? I can't say that word. Someone help me. We have to be the ones bringing this in, bringing in the dawn. And I'm very drawn to this book. And I reckon I've talked about Barbara recently, haven't I? Barbara Marciniak. I've talked about her recently, but I'm very drawn to this book. If you haven't read it, I got this secondhand because it's so much cheaper to get these sort of things secondhand, like for a couple of pounds. I go to World of Books, which I think you have in the States as well, but there's lots of like places you can get secondhand books. Amazon do secondhand books, heaven's sake. Very drawn to Bringers of the Dawn right now. This is specifically teachings from the Pleiadians, but I feel like there could be some themes in here that are important at the moment. And let's take a quote. We cannot emphasize enough that the nervous system is the key to open your ancient eyes and see, and for you to remember who you are, where you come from, and where you're going. Can I get a mic drop? I actually felt tearful saying that. Oh my God. Woo! Yes. And when we push ourselves so hard and so fast, we disconnect from our nervous system. We tell it to pipe down. We drug it. We try to medicate it, perhaps, but it's trying to tell us who we really are. Those different aspects of us are always trying to tell us who we really are, trying to help us to live our truth, trying to buck that trend, trying to buck against the yoke that we find ourselves in this reality right now, but not for much longer. Whew, that was a lot. We just hit 55 on the clock, guys. I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much for joining me, but wow. Whew. Big changes here and big changes coming. It's necessary. It's needed. Try to ignore all the nonsense going along on the political circus at the moment, because it is just a stage. They are just puppets. Please don't be worried. Please don't be concerned about what's happening with those puppets at the moment, because what this puppet won and that other puppet didn't, and I liked this puppet better. They're puppets. Let it go. Okay? They don't matter. All right? They do not matter. They do not affect you if you don't let them. All right? We're bigger than that. We don't need these pathetic, petty little political systems. All right? They will not influence you if you don't let it. All right? Work on you, work on your energy, work on your healing, whatever it is you need to do. Ignore the puppets and their silly show. It can be quite entertaining, but that's all it is. It's a puppet show. Would you be upset if Mr. Punch got arrested and the crocodile ran off with the sausages? Because it's not going to be the end of my life. All right? That's how I want you guys to think about it if you're struggling right now, okay? The crocodile ran off with the sausages. No one cares. It's not real. Okay? It's not real. All right. The only one that creates your reality is you. Let's focus on that. Let's work on that. Let's work on elevating the energy of ourselves, because that's the only thing you can influence is you. Okay. All right. Sending you so much love. Please take very, very good care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.